Bottom of the review, I'm doing 12 and 13. Now for 12 and 13, you need the sum and difference of two cubes formula. So that's something you can put on your note card. The sum one is obviously the a cubed plus b cubed. The difference one is a cubed minus b cubed. And you might want to make sure you write down your perfect cubes. 1 cube, 2 cube, 3 cube, 4 cube, 5 cube, 6 cube, 7 cube, all the way through 10 cube. Okay, seriously, that'll go higher than 10 cube, although I could. 11 cube is 1331. 12 cube is 1728. I don't know 13. I need to get back to my memorizing. All right. Now, when I'm doing these, what I like to do is identify what's A and what's B. The cube root of x to the third power is just x. So my A is x. What number times itself 3 times would give you 64?
4.
So your B is 4. Okay, then I can plug those x and 4 into the formulas where they belong. First parenthesis says it should be a plus b, so it should be x plus 4. Second parenthesis says it's a squared, so x squared minus a times b. X times 4 is just 4x. Plus b squared, which is 4 squared, which is 16. And that's it. You're done. That's the problem. Okay, number 13, you got 27x cubed plus, or minus 1,000, sorry. Okay, what number times itself 3 times gives you 27? 3. Okay, so that's 3x. That's your A. What number times itself 3 times gives you 1,000? 10. That's your B. Then I can plug those into the formula, the way they go. And according to that one, since that one's a minus, the first parenthesis A minus B. 3x minus 10. Then the second one should be a squared. What's 3 squared?
9.
So 9x squared plus a times b. So 3 times 10. And then plus b squared. And yet people still find ways to miss it. Now, keep in mind, again, that's saying 3x squared. So I'm writing that out, how I got those. 3 times 10, a times b, and then 10 squared. That's just following the formula. It should be easy. But it's a lot easier if you make sure you have the formulas on a note card. If you come in tomorrow and don't have a note card, I don't know what the formula is. Well, then that's why you should have had a note card. Okay, so let's move on to number 10, factor by grouping. Now, on the first one, what can I factor out? What do they have in common?
X squared.
X squared. So I take out the x squared. I'm left with an x plus 2. Yep. If I have x plus 2 in the first parentheses, what do I have in the second parentheses? So another x plus 2.
-9.
Okay, now, to get the middle number, again, folks, take the negative 18, divide it by the 2, so the last two numbers in the parentheses, that gives you negative 9. So that should be your middle number. Then, I can write down what was my parentheses that repeated, x plus 2, and the ones that were outside, the x squared minus 9 together in another parentheses, x squared minus 9.
We're not done.
Correct. We're not done because that's a difference of 2 squares. What's the square root of 9?
3.
So that means you should have two parentheses, one that says x plus 3, one that says x minus 3. Okay, if you say so. Okay, so I've got this already separated by the parentheses. What do the first parentheses have in common?
Y.
A y. So I take out the y, 5x plus 6. If I put 5x plus 6 in the first parentheses, then in the second parentheses, that's a plus 6. What's 12 divided by 6?
2.
So there's your number in the middle. Put them together. There is no square. There's no difference of 2 squares. So once you put them together, you're done. That's it. 5x plus 6, parentheses, y plus 2, parentheses. It is still synthetic division. And to decide if it's a factor or not, what remainder are you looking for? 0. Okay. Now, the way the question is going to be worded on the test is not going to say, is this a factor of that one? Yes or no. It's going to be, which of the following answer choices is a factor? So you have to do synthetic division for all of them until you find the one that has the 0. So it's going to be like, it would be worded like saying, which of the following is a factor of 3x cubed plus 4x squared minus 15x plus 1? And maybe choice A is x plus 3, and you're trying that. So you go through your synthetic division, and you go through all these steps. You end up with a final answer there at the end of 1. Is that a factor? No. So would you choose choice A if x plus 3 is A? No. You would move on to the next one, B, and go from there. Okay. So keep that in mind how that one's going to be worded a little bit differently on the test. Although still technically the same steps, and ignore all this extra other work that I'm doing. Answering other people's questions from earlier. So if x plus 3 didn't work, then you would move on to, say, the next one. And see if that one worked. If that one didn't work, you'd move on to C and try that. Or you can try to guess, see hopefully that you're at the right one, and then you got a 1 in 4 chance. All right, any questions on that one?
Hold on.
Because the remainder here is 1. Has to be a remainder of 0 to be a yes.
That's synthetic division.
Yep. Okay, now realize 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 are all come from 6, 4. 6, 7, and 8 come from 6, 3. Ooh, I didn't put anything about the real zeros. I just remembered that. Keep in mind, like on the quiz, problems 4 and 5, talking about how many real zeros, that's going to be on the test. You'll have to graph it. You'll have to see the graph and see how many real zeros it is. All right, number 8, synthetic substitution. You can see here I'm going through it, doing still synthetic division. The only difference is all I care about is the remainder. So here my final answer is technically just the 94. So, when it says like synthetic substitution and evaluate, that's all you care about. And keep in mind, obviously, when you're doing that, you're not going to see any answer choices that would say 3x squared plus 9x plus 32 plus 94 over x plus 3 or whatever, x minus 3. It would just, one answer choice would be 94, another answer choice might be 79, another answer choice might be negative 94, I don't know. Just some random numbers, whatever. I would tell you this, if I do put it with multiple choices, see how there's a 0 here? If you forget that 0, one of your answer choices would be if you forgot the 0.
Oh, that's so nice, Mr.
I know. I try to do my best. You okay? Okay. Alright, moving on. Number 7. X cubed plus 9 divided by x minus 3. And again, I'm doing synthetic division, so keep in mind the zeros that you should have. 7. Notice here, 2 zeros because I'm missing an x squared and I'm missing an x. So I have 1, 0, 0, 9. Work from there. So again, I probably would have an answer choice I would have if you forget the zeros. Just to be nice. Any questions on that problem? I think most of y'all have done the synthetic division. You can kind of go from there. That shouldn't be that bad. You're like going, is it going to break? Is it going to break? Is it going to break? All right, munchkins. Let's see. Everyone got this problem? Any questions on this problem? All right, so let's look at the long division problem, number 6. Because it's so hard. Okay, skip the first space again. That. All right, what's 3 divided by 3? 1. Okay, notice that goes over the 7. Because I skipped the first space. So it should be 1x. Notice how they line up, x and x. Then you take the 1x and multiply. 1 times 3 is 3x squared. 1 times 2 is 2x. Then change your signs. Negative 7 minus 2 is going to be negative 9. Bring down the 8. What is negative 9 divided by positive 3? More specific, negative 3. Negative 3 times a positive 3 is negative 9. X. Negative 3 times a positive 2 is negative 6. Then change your sign. And that would give me a remainder of negative 2, which I can write as a over the divisor of 3x plus 2. And the square there, that's something I don't need there right now, so let me erase that. Okay, so there you go with that one. Use Pascal's triangle. You can have that triangle on your formula chart. It will not be up on the board, so make sure you have it on the formula chart. I know that I'm using, because it's on the 4th power, I use the row that has 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. It's the only row that will have 4s in it. But how do you choose the row?
How do you like put 1, 4, and 6, 4?
Okay, do you look at the triangle? See the triangle? Okay, what row has a 4 in it? There's only one row.
The 4th row.
The one that has the 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. Technically it's the 5th row. Okay, so, I write.
Oh, okay, so Pat's making it easy. The hard part is applying it into the...
Right. Well, here I put those numbers there. Then I create my columns, right? If this left term is x to what power?
To the 4th.
So you start at x to the 4th and work your way down. X cubed, x squared, x, no x. The right term is a negative 5. Raise it to the 4th power and start on the right. And work your way backwards to the left. Negative 5 to the 4th. Oopsie.
Oh.
Try that again.
Yeah, you have to do like the bottom negative and then the x's are all positive, right? Or something like that. And then at the end you add.
You're multiplying.
Multiply.
Okay, negative 5 to the 3rd. Negative 5 squared. Negative 5.
Descending order.
Yeah. Now, multiply. 1 times x to the 4th is just x to the 4th. Yes, you multiply. 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. X to the 3rd. Negative 5 squared is positive 25. 25 times 6 is 150. That is why, again, I've got those in parentheses, because if you do that like that with parentheses, you shouldn't make a sign error. If you make a sign error on the multiple choice test, you're probably going to be wrong, because instead of having a plus 150, you'll have a minus 150, which will be an answer choice.
Multiple choice? No, it's not
Yep.
multiple choice. It's multiple choice?
Yeah, I'm grade camming it. It's a lot easier for me to grade cam it than it is to do fill in the blank. Take too long for grading. All right, negative 5 to the 3rd power is negative 125. Well, negative 125 times 4 is negative 500. X. Negative 5 to the 4th power is 625, and I'm done. This raised to the 3rd power is 125. 125 times 4 is 500. Negative 500. Okay. This raised to the 4th power, you type in the calculator, you get 625. That's it. Times 1 is still 625. All right, any questions on number 5? Okay, moving on to number 4. Number 4, I like to do vertical multiplication. I'm sorry, yes sir. Yes sir. Okay, I like to do the vertical multiplication. Shh, folks, quiet. So here I'm saying I rewrote the first term under the second one, but I'm saying negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. Negative 2 times a negative 4 is positive 8x. Negative 2 times an x squared is negative 2x squared. Okay, then I'm going to say x times 3 is 3x. X times a negative 4x is negative 4x squared. And then x times x squared is x cubed. When I do it like this, you notice I've already got my like terms lined up. And I can quickly add them to get my final answer of x cubed minus 6x squared plus 11x minus 6. Again, to me, it's like saying doing your so make sure you combine them correctly. Here are the answers for that one, because that one's just about, say, making sure you combine the right terms correctly. It's coming. 2, 3, there you go. So are there any questions on those problems? It's combining like terms. You do not add the exponents. I don't think any of y'all had that problem. You're just combining, adding and subtracting the coefficients. At the end, I'll make sure to go over number 4, because a lot of y'all missed something on number 3 about the subtraction. So I'll go over that real quick to show you.
Just change the sign.
Well, so a lot of people told me that the -3 minus 3 was 0. That's what messed them up, and that would probably get them wrong on the quiz, on the test, because multiple choice, again, might have that little mistake there that you would make as an answer choice. The way multiple choice tests, I like to do them, your likely mistakes are going to be your other answer choices. So if you make those mistakes, you're going to get it wrong.
Why? Because kids get confused? Like,
No, so you should be more careful. Not like, say, some video game where you get like respawning all the freaking time. You got to be able to say, hopefully get it right the first time. Number 1. All right. So you put it in order. Part A would be 4x cubed minus 9x squared plus 8. Part B asks for the leading coefficient. That's 4. Part C asks you for how many terms. What's it classified by terms? Which, since it has 3 terms, it's a trinomial. Part D asks you to classify it by degree. Since it's a exponent of 3, degree of 3, that would be cubic. On your note card, you can put 3 is cubic, 4 is quartic, 5 is quintic. And 2 terms is binomial, 3 terms is trinomial, 4 terms is polynomial, 4 or more.
Higher than 6? I mean, something higher than 5?
Oh gosh, no. I don't feel like it. All right, sextic was to the 6th degree. Any questions? Okay, real quick, to make sure y'all don't, be careful on this, and I think I have it here. Number 3. This is number 3 from the quiz. A lot of y'all made this mistake, and this would be something that you would get completely wrong on the test. Notice how I'm lining things up to make sure I've got it all in the correct spots. A lot of y'all left off the x to the 4th because you said 3 minus 3 was 0. But -3 minus 3 becomes -6. So it should have been -6x to the 4th. I didn't count it wrong on the quiz. I think I still gave y'all credit if you were mostly right, and that's the only part you missed. Maybe half credit at the worst. But if you missed that -6x to the 4th on a test with multiple choice, you're probably going to get it wrong, because maybe the other answer choice, there's an answer choice that says 4x to the 6 plus 4x cubed minus 3x squared minus 1, and doesn't have this. And then that would be like A or B, and then C or D could have the right answer. You've got to be careful with your work, folks. Can't just kind of like slap shot it and do whatever.